Hi, I'm Leanne Scholler, an artist and a writer, and today we are talking all things Project Starfish. And in fact, this is a winter update. I am updating on a quarterly basis about Project Starfish because that seems like a good amount of time to be hitting you with Project Starfish stuff as opposed to all the other things that I have going on in this channel. So if you don't know what Project Starfish is, I'm going to do a past me brief intro as to what it is kind of. I really need to get to work on my elevator speech on it. But you can also go back to the previous video. I will link it here for you to have a look at. It's the Ephemera Box episode. A journal, and that's going to be a journal with like a public facing story, but a lot of hidden journaling about the real story, about what's really going on. And since I've come up with that idea, we are now at 3 books. I don't know how long each of these books are going to be, but it's basically like 3 book idea at the minute. I chose to get a sticker book because some of the washi tapes and PET tapes that I was picking up was getting a bit bulky in the Ephemera Box, and I always figured, well, I can use these up and then go back to the original rolls and add more into this sticker book. So the sticker book is not filled. I discovered I don't love all this fussy cutting with the PET tapes. As you can see, it was quite cold when I initially filmed this. So that was my thought, to have these out. And then I can just pull them off the sticker book and put them down and not have to deal with this fussy cutting anymore for a while until I run out of these, of course. So I have, pulled out some PET tapes that are blues and like lavendery blue and light blue. You saw an initial flick of some more Chinese style scenes. But let us say the characters are providing some inspiration. I have a confession to make. What I'm about to share, I shared actually in the June creative vlog, but in case you didn't see that or you didn't watch all the way to the end, I'm showing it again here as to what I was up to in June with Project Starfish and where my thought processes were. I've done 1 page of the ephemera journal, hidden journaling in the actual book, and at the minute I am handwriting the book itself so I can divide them up, fold them up and hide them in the journal. About a third of the way through that book already, which is actually pretty cool. But I'm already thinking about book 2, as you do. And so today's little excursion into town had me hitting up a couple of op shops. And so I've got a couple of old books, and I'm kind of thinking about how to lay out book 2, and I'm having a blast thinking about it. I've just put together a notes to-do list, like ideas and that kind of thing in my notes. And the plan today is to collate those things into one box. So when I'm ready, I can pull it out. There's definitely going to be flow between book 1 and book 2 with regards to collecting ephemera and labels and things. And that's fine, but these will be like bigger pieces. Look out. Oh. I have a new obsession, and it's lap books. And this is for book 2 of Project Starfish. Yeah, so I have a little read of that, if you can read my handwriting. So a lap book is like a whole bunch of book covers, accordion folded together basically, and that's how I think it's going to go. This will probably change once contact begins with the actual lap book project, which is not going to happen until after I finish the book 1 hidden journal project. So that's something to look forward to. So I'm just very focused on lap book stuff, and so I'm going to have this playing some lap book tutorials while I work, which means I have to save them so I can come back to them like in 2 years' time when I'll have be ready for putting book 2 into its final format. I feel like maybe I'll have book 1 done before the end of the year, like depending on vacation holiday schedules. Yeah, I could be done with book 1 by the end of the year, and so next year will be book 2. So yes, I'm having fun. And that's the important thing, is to have fun. Even if it doesn't pan out in the end, I'm having fun making these little curated kits and learning how to make things, building on my skills already. So it's been fun. So I have 2 of these already that I've already gutted, and I got a 3rd one. I thought I'd give you a sneak peek into book 2 of Project Starfish. I have to write the entire book, but I'm already collecting things, papers, doily, book covers, more paper down there, old Archer's back cover paper, so some wallpaper, and so that's going to be how Project Starfish Book 2 is going to be presented, and yeah, looking forward to doing that. Gotta finish writing the 1st book, gotta start writing the 2nd book, but this keeps me somewhat out of trouble. I have a small problem. So as you know, I'm using a traveler's notebook, or as you don't know, I'm using a traveler's notebook, and I'm using lightweight paper insert from Traveler's Notebook. And I was planning to hide journaling in between these pages, something like that, which it will take maybe 2 or 3 pages before it gets like visibly, well, there's something more here. So I am just finished writing, sorry, props. I just finished writing, like it's not finished, like I have, let me see. So I'm up to here, like I've written this much, and I would say I probably have maybe 2 or 3 more chapters to go before the end of book 1. But my problem is I have those thin pages, and this much is supposed to go between 2 pages. Yeah, it's a problem because you already have, oops, a size differential. Oh, and we also have like bits of paper tucked in from rewrites already. I thought maybe I could make small little insert books to go inside between the 2 pages, but it's still going to bulk up. So, and I have 2 different size Tomoe River paper packs. It's thin paper, that gives me a slight advantage. And I thought maybe either making a small booklet that can slide in between the pages, and I can do that in such a way that it's not gappy at the open end. I can do it like the other way. Does that make sense? I can't explain it. Oh, yes, I can. Like in a photo album where the gap is on the inside here, and you slide things in that way, and this side is closed. That's what I'm thinking, but it's still a lot. I don't know whether I need to just revamp this whole idea, abandon this, and go bigger. Because I have a whole bunch of these. These are from Daiso. I could jerry-rig. Jerry-rig, is that a word? Anyway, too distracted. I could like make a giant size traveler's notebook that is semi B5 size, which is what this size is. And at least, it's still a lot of pages though. Like I have to basically hide an entire insert. I think it's like 30 pages, maybe 20. So I don't know what to do, you guys. Are there any thoughts out there? I'm just pontificating aloud to the universe, hoping that I'll get an aha. Let me know. I'm stuck. So the other issue is that this whole section takes place while she's away from her diary, her journal. So she can't write about it till she gets back. And then once she gets back, the pace picks up quite considerably. And not only does she have to write about her, I think it's almost a week away from her journal, she also has to write about what's currently happening. So that is... And the whole point of the hidden journaling is that she's hiding it from her aunt, because her aunt doesn't know that she's a magical being. And highly disapproves of it. So I don't... Anyway, so that is what I'm contemplating. It's not going to stop me. I'm not going to let these perfectionistic sort of like stop me from keep writing. I'm going to finish this and then try it out. If it doesn't work, well, I've ruined an insert. And maybe I can cobble some things together to go into the newer, larger size insert. Or I'm going to, I don't know, make something grander. Or aunt suddenly no longer cares. Ooh, what about a writing box with a hidden compartment? But then, why wouldn't she be using that hidden compartment from the very beginning for her actual real journal of her life? This is the unhinged content I promised you when Threads started. Enjoy. So I thought I would take you on a little tour of my bowl of stones that I have out for when I do my Project Starfish writing. And I don't remember what they all are, but let's see how I do. I know some of them. This one is Caribbean calcite. I love the ocean look of the colours there. I'm pretty sure this one is blue apatite. I'm somewhat sure that is Amazonite. Amazonite. Somewhat sure. I know this is Labradorite because I have a bigger one. Look at that shine. Down in the studio for creativity and intuition. This is opalite. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's been. It's a synthetic stone. It's not the real deal, but it's pretty. What else do I have? I have a blue glass marble. I have a river stone from somewhere. I don't remember where. I've had it for a while. And then these two stones, I don't remember the names of. Could be prehenite or kunzite. But they're very, this kind of reminds me of seaweed, like trapped in the glass. Trapped in the crystal, rather. And this also seaweedy. Ooh, look at that shimmer. Oh, that's pretty. So these are the stones that I have out. They're actually out all the time because there's nowhere to hide it on my desk. So I just leave it here and I chuck it over there for when I get ready to start writing. That's the ink I'm currently using. Breaking news, we have finished one notebook for the first book of Project Starfish and the second is underway. I finished the first draft of the book one, because we had this book two. And now that I'm thinking more about it, it might actually be part one and part two and part three and be just one big old book if it was a traditional novel. But it's not a traditional novel. It's a bunch of hidden journaling in this, and then I'm turning it into a lap book. So it's different. I thought I finished it yesterday, but I went to bed not feeling sufficiently Joan Wilder-ish. This afternoon I went back to it and I deleted, crossed out, because I'm writing it in one of these journals. Crossed it out, 4 pages of the ending. And while it was good to get a different perspective on what happened in that crucial big last scene, that happens off stage for reasons which will become apparent. Trust me. It didn't feel right. It was in the wrong point of view. Like, we are not interested in what that character has to say about what happened. Can I be any more vague? Probably not. So I'm gonna let it sit now. I've done a little bit editing on it today, and I think I'm okay with where it's stopped at. It's kind of like at a leave you wanting more point, which is good because there will be more. And now, and now I'm turning my thoughts to editing. For no good reason, I have props again. For no good reasons, I bought this. Actually, the only reason was I was watching a writing vlog. I have started to watch writing vlogs because now I'm putting them out, so see what other people are doing. And she used these tags to go through and edit of her manuscript, which she has typed up in a computer. Again, handwriting. So I thought I'll pick them up just in case, and they might just come in handy for if I have to write edits. They'll come in handy if I have to write edits in a separate section of the notebooks or in a different notebook. I might do a different notebook. These things just flash to me. And then so I know where I am in the manuscript, which is a literal script because it's written out by hand manually. Whoa. And then where the edits start. So that might be what I do. So it's like a moving bookmark. The other thing is the depth of the edit that I'm going to do. If I was going to publish this as a novel, it needs a lot of editing there, and possibly a change in point of view character. But it's not a commercial novel. Will never be. See me, my words on that later. Will never be a commercial novel. This is a fun project that I've come up with that I hope to share with you in more detail than this behind the scenes stuff. And we're going to do some mixed media journaling and hidden journaling, junk journaling sort of, in this. And then, as you've seen earlier in this winter update, I'm thinking a lap book to put everything together for book 2. So here's the question. When you write in your journal or in your diary, how much do you edit what you've already written? How much do you describe people and places? I write a lot of feelings, and I might write colors or something was particularly glorious. But I don't necessarily go into how it was glorious. I don't describe the people who are in my life. I just name them. That's it, because I know who they are. So I'm wondering, knowing that this is written by a character, by the protagonist of this book, she's not going to describe herself. It's her journal. Why would she describe herself? She's not going to describe the people she meets in detail. She's not going to describe her father or her aunt or anybody really, except perhaps on first meeting, and it'd be like something that stood out to her. Maybe. And even that's a stretch. How heavy do I do these edits? Do I do a heavy edit, think commercial novel, put in all the details that I have skimmed over to this point? Blah, detail, detail, detail. And I know how to do that. I can do that. It would be a whole 2 more drafts before it'd be ready for prime time, but I can do that. Or I can do a light edit, a journaly edit. Like, we make a mistake in our writing and we cross it out and we write the correct word above it? Well, I won't have that, but I'll have it like neatly. I'll go through the original. And if something isn't clear, or if a word's misspelled, if I have places in there that I've underlined a word with dots because I knew that wasn't the right word. But if you stop in writing a first draft and go look up that first word, you lose a lot of momentum. So I just underline dot, 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 underline the word, and I will go look up what the word actually is. And if I don't have the word, it's a strong underline and we hopefully understand what I meant when I came back. Otherwise, I'm rewriting the sentence. And there are some like names and things where I have to come up with names for people, surnames. They're minor characters, not important, need to keep track of it. And I've just put underline. So that's what I'm in the midst of deciding for next week. So when this video comes out, I will not have started editing. That is such a hard word to say. Weigh in on the comments. Do I do a light journal edit? Do I do a heavy commercial novelization edit? Put in all the detail that's not there yet. Put in all the descriptions, the locales, the ambiance, which you might write a tiny little bit about or not. And then if I do the light journal edit, do I go through and look for those places where I'm like, oh, I have put in way too much detail about this space. This is commercial novel-y sounding. We should take this out. Do I do that? Give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you would like to read when you would explore this. Would you want gaps like that? Like no description of the heroine? Bare minimum descriptions of the two male leads? That's what we're talking about here, really. Then you can imagine them to be whoever you want them to be. Yes, think of that. Anyhow, I'm leaning to light edit, but please convince me otherwise. I'm also thinking, as I'm now moving into the crafting production phase, of how I'm going to share that with you. I could do a bunch of, this is how I made this page things, which is what my initial thought was, but then I thought it might be better if I shared it with you and you got to find where the hidden spot was, because I would know, but I would be like, oh, what hidden spot is this? I'm thinking of a Substack so you can read the story yourself without having to listen to me stumble over it. Let me know what part of Project Starfish you're most excited to see. You've got this far through the video, you have to be still interested. Are you looking forward to how I do the journal pages? Are you looking forward to the story, which I have not shared a whole bunch about? I did come up with a pitch. Hang on one second. I shared it with somebody the other day because they asked me what it was about, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you the title yet. It's ridiculous for me to keep the title under wraps, but I'm wrestling with it still. So this mixed media project it's a Regency era Arthurian quest to avoid ecological collapse with sea dragons. So it's in the Regency era. It's an Arthurian quest. There are sea dragons. I think this is all you need to know. Plus the hint that I dropped two male leads. I don't know who she's going to end up with. Because, well, I can't tell you why. And in fact, it may not be important. There is that. So I can't even throw the word romance in because it's a little romancy, but yeah, it is. But there are more important things. It's a rollicking adventure is how I would like to see it. But in a slightly mannered way, because think Jane Austen. Don't think Bridgerton, think Jane Austen. But not stuffy. Not that I think Jane was stuffy. Anyway, I am rambling. So that was my elevator pitch that kind of turned into a ramble. I really need to work on that, don't I? With some of these pieces, you can probably tell I've already shared these in my stories on Instagram, and that is the place to go if you want to get up to the minute Project Starfish off-the-cuff thoughts about what's going on with the project. So I'm going to wrap up the winter update here. Please comment below Light edit, heavy edit, what you're most looking forward to. Is it the Sea Dragons? I'm going to do another seasonal update at the end of next season, and we'll see where we're at. And if I have any news before then, I will be here to let you know. Like if I get that Substack thing going, I'll come back here and tell you. Promise. I think I have a past me taking me out. I sure hope so. But in the meantime, if you enjoy journaling, stationery, novels, then you can subscribe to this channel here. Click that notifications bell for when the next one goes live. Or, subscribe to me over on Instagram and make sure you check out my stories every day because I post most every day. Yeah, it's fair to say. Thank you for watching this episode of Project Starfish. Give yourself a gold star for getting all the way through it. And don't forget, subscribe, notify, like, and we'll see you next time.